as believers in Jesus Christ, apart from the humble submission unto the Lord and God's blessing and sending us through these plans, is arrogant, boastful, and sinful. I know that's some hard language to receive, but that's the truth of our journey. We are prideful, arrogant, boastful individuals. We are okay with living in our sins because we want to live a life that actually benefits us instead of Christ. Because to build a life that benefits Christ requires you to suffer. And nobody wants to suffer. I get it. I understand it. But what makes us better than Christ himself? And so when I think about James's tone in chapter 4 here, as he's talking about you want to draw close to God, right? Because this is the whole premise. He says you must draw near to God. But for you to draw near to God means that you're going to have to change your plans. There's some of us in this room today, for you to draw near to the Father, there's some things in your life that you're going to have to give up. There's some plans and promises that you have made that you're going to have to unmake so that you can draw close to the Father, because drawing close to the Father does not give you permission to live in your sin. You can't be in holiness and in sin. It don't work, family. And James is telling them this. He says, listen, you're arrogant, you're boastful, and the plan this way is sinful. Look at verse 17. He says, remember, it is sin to know what you ought to do and then not do it. Ouch. He's told somebody in here to put something down. There's some of you in this room right now, he's saying, I've told you already to let it go. I've told you to put it down. And I need you to know right now, you are sinning against me because you won't let it go. You won't put it down. You want to continue to justify living with it and having it. He said, you are sinning against me. You are sinning against the Father. Not Robbie, not the church. This is your own personal conviction. But what I'm saying here, James is saying, hey, to plan this way is a sin. Why? Because it is sin because it involves arrogance and boasting, which is evil. It is sin because we who are Christians should know better. We should know better. We should know what is good and to plan with God's will in mind, and to do this otherwise is to sin. So let me wrap this up for you this morning. So how do we make our plans then? How do we make our plans? If we make plans without considering the will of God, then we are foolish, arrogant, and sinful. But if we make our plans subject to the approval of God, then we are wise, submissive, and righteous in God's sight.